As you can see, we have some lovely raffles here. All the proceeds from these raffles are going to be donated to the inn.
We have cooking.
There's some lovely things. Spa gift baskets, Trader Joe's, Starbucks, they were all donated, so that was very lovely. And the inn is helping to fight hunger on Long Island, so that's where all the proceeds will go.
Private, most of my business is dealing with primarily vegetarian cooking or healthy cooking in general, and the other side of that is I do everything that I use is sustainable ingredient. I've got a little bit of cucumber in the summer roll as well. These make really great kind of party snacks and stuff like that. Really easy to do.
So now there's a lot of mineral makeup lines out there these days, all the way from the drugstore all the way up. Jane Iredale was a pioneer in mineral makeup. She started out as a casting director in Hollywood, and she noticed that the actresses had just the worst skin using the heavy pancake makeup, and she got together with a dermatologist and created this line. So it's a doctor-developed line, it's a professional line. It's only sold out of dermatologists, plastic surgeons, spas, and some specialty apothecary shops.
Rosacea?
That's something that you can get later on. It's
Absolutely. You're not born with rosacea. It comes really later in life. Exactly what that is. Now, rosacea is a very form of acne. Okay? Yes. And it's rosacea is the cells turning over very quickly like this. All of a sudden, you're changed in your body. So when you drink.
Okay, so now, if I'm to remove some of that extra skin, then you're going to feel like maybe it's better for you to draw the brow a little bit higher to balance the way the eye looks when it's rejuvenated. Thank you. So that it's art, it's sculpting, it's dynamic. When we're changing this, you look at your eyes in a different way, and then you'll draw your eyebrows in a different way. So I think it's pretty straightforward to rejuvenate your eyes.
Do you inject this, or do you put fat? Do you put fat in there like they're supposedly doing now instead of, or you do both?
Where have you heard about putting the fat in there?
He pulled mine out.
I've listened to.
Right. What you've heard is the concept to add volume
to
cover. Yeah. Right. But think about it this way.
Only if you're thin, I think. And
If you're as we get older, okay, there are two things that happen that we don't like.
And there's darkness under the eye when
descent,
there's no makeup.
droop, right, and resorption. We lose volume, right. So you look at a teenager or a person in their 20s. They're blooming. Everything is blooming. Their skin has volume and thickness. The structure is something that can hold the fat. If I put fat in this area where the skin is so thin, you'll just look like you have bigger bags. So this is the understanding, the true three-dimensional understanding of what is the problem. I did a lady yesterday, I did a face and neck lift on her. She was 72 years old. And 72 years old, very extensive, really low sagging neck, smooth, went home, no problem. It's great. Local anesthesia reduces the risks.
Hey, Amiya.
Yes? Are we ready for the next group? Simple strategy with hair restoration. First of all, everybody knows what hair transplant is, right? You're taking hair. Hair loss, we know, is very common in males. More, by the time, it's a rule of decades. But when you're 20s, all your contemporaries have lots and lots of hair when you're a male. But into your 40s, like me, people look at me and go, lucky. And basically, it's the genetics that, 40 to 50% of, easily 50% of men will have significant hair loss in their 40s and 50s. What is underappreciated and kind of the secret of all the hairstylists is women. 30% of women have hair loss, significant hair loss. Now there are two patterns of hair loss. There's the male pattern where the temples go up and recede, or in female pattern it's more diffuse throughout. Women, usually the strategy is to take the hair and place it in the strategic place in the front. If we look at somebody who has a lot of hair, let's say a kid 14 years old, they've got hair on their hair, thick. When you lose hair, if you can see your scalp when it gets wet, you've already lost 50% of your hair. So, it's all about strategy. Now when you look at someone's face, you're looking at them from the front, and if they have hair framing their face, it looks good. But many of our patients are concerned, can't I cover everything? When you lose so much hair, you can't cover everything, but you can strategically place the hair. There is a permanent zone in the back of our heads that will never fall out. And so what we do is we take that hair and take single hairs under that microscope, create a natural hairline. We are like a hospital, which means we can give you the best thing we can give you. Sedation. Sedation means you get an IV of liquid Valium and you relax. Not only is it comfortable for the patient, but the actual key part of this transplant is minimizing bleeding. Although there's no real cut, but tiny little ones, we're placing each hair follicle like a blade of grass, 1 by 1, 2 by 2, 3 by 3. And we want it to look beautiful, and we don't want any unnecessary oozing. So the sedation helps in that way as well. So by the time we're done, you're relaxed, you don't know the time has passed. This is the room where actually we do most of our hair transplants in. This is the television which the patients who want to stay awake watch. They watch movies, they watch basically 2 movies, and when they're done, they have their hair placed. Probably recommend considering something called fractional CO2 laser. This, for somebody who has light skin, sun-damaged skin, fine lines and wrinkles, not quite ready for a facelift, then we want to do is rejuvenate and tighten the skin. In that time, Fraxel came out, Thermage, Titan, Pixel, all sorts of things. They've all gone on the Oprah show and all on Rachel Ray. I knew from a scientific basis they weren't going to work out, and they didn't work out. You can't get something for nothing and do a series of treatments based on those scientific models. The CO2 laser was well established and proven, but the problem was it took too long in the traditional way, the way we learned in the 90s, for the people to heal, and there was a little unpredictability. So they fractionated, literally made it into smaller dots and separated them in small spaces. So you get the energy into the skin to heat up the skin, but not take off the layers of skin that make someone look wrong.
Right.
And so you can heal much faster, and the redness or the healing process that goes on the inside, the building of collagen, will go on for several months. So how you look in 2 months, you look better in 3 months and 4 months. And it's based on that solid concept and principle. That's why we do one treatment, not a series, one treatment. It's almost like doing a surgery where you do one thing and it should last a long time. All things being equal, as long as you're taking good care of your skin, it can last like 5 to 10 years. So everyone's got their questions answered?
Thank you very much. It was nice to meet
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.